Hi everyone, welcome to my presentation on prevention strategy with a focus on zoning. My name is Tamara Lambert. So zoning, the purpose of this strategy is to bring organization towards teacher placement and basically the overall classroom environment. Zoning is the organization of staff. So zoning is going to break down the specific roles, duties, down by the day, time, and specific location. Staff will be assigned a specific slot, and they will always know what they're supposed to be doing and where they should be at within the classroom. Zoning is going to hold us teachers accountable for their duties and their roles. This ensures that all staff is in the right place at the right time. So let the zoning begin. Before the first day of school, it's nice to focus on zoning. Take time to create a zoning plan. So this is going to look like looking at your classroom schedule and also taking into account the classroom layout and where you have everything placed. Collaboration is also very important. This is when you're going to sit down with your co-teachers, your aide, maybe your director, and really work together to find the best way to zone the classroom. And then you're going to go ahead and look at your schedules and your duties and all the little things that you have to take into account before you actually tackle this zoning. When's everyone's specific breaks, when does lunch need to be accounted for? And then when you're actually doing the zoning of the classroom, you're going to look at the furniture and the centers and kind of take all of that and create your zoning plan. And then last but not least, you're going to create some sort of visual. This is going to be for not only the teachers and the teaching staff, but also the children as well. So zoning in action. So you're going to make sure that your body is in position. So that's going to make sure that you're positioned in a way that allows you to have a clear visual of the children at all time. It's very important to make sure that you're not just seeing part of the classroom and maybe your zone for the day, but the entire classroom overall. You're going to make sure that you are in the line. Your line of vision isn't obscured by furniture. Sometimes I've seen pony walls in preschools, so you want to make sure that that's not in the way. Shelving and toys. You want to make sure that you are in a position where you can see all little nooks and crannies of the classroom. You're going to make sure that you are scanning your assigned area. So in addition to scanning your designated area, you're also going to want to make sure that you're kind of doing a quick scan of all the areas of the classroom. This method allows staff members to be constantly aware of what is happening in the classroom. And also, zoning action looks like talking to your staff members, your co-teachers, and everyone else that is a part of the classroom, because teamwork makes the dream work. You're going to share those glow and grow moments throughout the day and collaborate and share. So I always say glow and grow because there's always areas where children are glowing, the same with staff, and then there's areas where we might need to grow a little bit. Teamwork is going to take both of those sides of the spectrum, put them together, and maybe come up with some solutions. So examples of zoning. The focus of zoning is to zoning plan is to automate how the classroom runs so that less time can be spent directing staff, leaving more time for engaging students. So if you look at the top left-hand corner, you're going to see a bunch of planning books and a tablet. And this is when you're going to sit down, you're going to collaborate with whoever else is in your classroom and maybe your director. To the right of that, I have a sample of a actual, like a template that I found online, and I linked it in the resources on my second to last slide. This zoning plan is so cool. It has day by day, and then it breaks it down to teaching staff and any other assistants you might have in a classroom. This allows you to go through this grid and kind of fill in what everyone should be doing and also add specific times throughout the day. And then to the right, there is a sample of what it looks like when it is filled out completely. Again, I linked this resource at the end of my slideshow to kind of give you an example of what a zoning plan in action looks like. And then if you go back to the left and you move down, there is a sample of a classroom that's broken down into different sections. So when you're taking your zoning plan and then you're applying it into the classroom, that's going to look like breaking down the classroom into sections. So let's say you have 3 teachers in the classroom. 3 teachers will have a specific area that they're zoned in on and making sure that they're circulating and really have an eye on those children, but also they're able to have a bird's eye view of the entire class. There's also a link to this specific resource as well. It gives a great breakdown of how this works. And then moving down, I really appreciate this linear, what are we doing now? There's this little thing at the bottom and it moves to the right as each part of the schedule is completed. This is more so for the children, but I like that this is a visual so the children can see what's going on throughout the day and not just the adults having their schedule, but the children are also a part of this, and everyone's kind of being held accountable for what's going on throughout the day and where everyone should be. So zoning at home. I really loved these samples. So at the top left, you're going to see what zoning in a bedroom might look like, or a playroom. Each area of the room is designated a certain area. So you're going to have your play zone, and then maybe your reading and your study, your quiet zone, and then your sleeping zone. So just like in a classroom where every part of the classroom is accounted for and has a special purpose, a playroom, a bedroom, a place in your home can also have this order. And this is kind of going to help those kids go from that home to school back and forth, and kind of bringing that same mythology back and forth. So there is a consistency, and the teachers and parents can kind of work together. I also found this family planner. I linked the resource for this as well. It's from eBay. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon as well. This is something that would go on your refrigerator, and it takes that zoning idea and it breaks down the day. You can do time as well, chores, where everyone is supposed to be, and this is not just for the child, this is for everyone in the family. So this keeps every moment accounted for, and every person in the family has a job and knows their role, and it's clearly defined. Teaching these skills may take time and patience on your part. However, skills like learning time management, responsibility, and developing organization can lead to success in school, employment, and grant greater independence while promoting self-esteem. I just love that quote. I think it's great, and it fits perfectly for zoning at home and school. So, how zoning supports instruction in a positive classroom climate. Being prepared and organized allows for more engagement time with children. Every minute in the classroom matters. A well-structured day that's properly supported and supervised by staff can help eliminate unwanted behaviors. Properly displayed zoning charts ensure that all parties know where they should be and what they should be doing. This helps with accountability of responsibilities in the classroom. Zoning helps support the lead teacher while building confidence in all staff members. Teamwork makes the dream work. Everyone benefits from a team mentality within the classroom. Resources for teachers. This is what I was talking about earlier. I found this amazing website. So if you're looking for a little inspiration for zoning in the classroom, I suggest that you head on over to Autism Classroom Resources. They had a great breakdown of what zoning is. They linked templates and other resources, and not only are the templates there, there's also examples of zoning in motion as well as wonderful visual examples. For parents, I think that visiting this bornandbredstudio.com was a great place to get some visuals on how to zone a playroom or a bedroom. And then I also link the resource for the family chart. However, if you just do a simple Google search for chart charts, there's amazing resources out there. Here is my list of references. Thank you everybody so much for listening and watching my presentation. Have a wonderful weekend.